It began in a crowded train station where one person was trying not to cry. An ordinary person did not know this would be the day life stopped allowing old excuses. The painful part was not only what happened. It was the speed with which an ordinary day turned into a day that could not be undone. The difficult part was not simply pain. Pain comes to almost everyone. The difficult part was discovering that no one else could make the next choice. Advice could circle around the situation, but the step itself belonged to an ordinary person. For a while, he wanted the old world back, the simpler self, the easier answer, the version of life in which good intentions were enough. But some days divide a life into before and after, and no amount of wishing can sew them together again. The change began quietly. Not with confidence, but with responsibility. An ordinary person did one thing that needed doing, then another. The world did not applaud. The pain did not vanish. But a new strength appeared, not bright, not loud, simply dependable. That is how many people actually grow. They are not transformed by a slogan. They are reshaped by a problem they cannot avoid and by the decision not to become smaller than the problem. By the end, he had not become invincible. That would be too easy. He had become more honest, and sometimes honesty is the first real form of strength. For a moment he wanted to do the easy thing, accuse, escape, laugh it off, or become cold. But the easy thing would only move the pain from one person to another. Today people are told to be resilient, productive, emotionally intelligent, financially smart, and constantly available. But very few people are given the time to be confused, hurt, or unfinished. This story reminds us that growth is not a motivational slogan. Growth is often a private negotiation with pain, what to keep, what to release, and how not to become cruel just because life has been cruel. The most important change in a person may never appear on a resume. It may simply be the moment they choose not to repeat the harm that was done to them. This is why the story does not feel old, even if the setting may belong to another time. The costumes change, the technology changes, the cities change, but the human problem remains recognizable. People still want to be understood before they are judged. They still want a second chance without being reduced to their worst mistake. They still want love that does not turn every weakness into evidence against them. And perhaps the most important lesson is this: compassion is not the refusal to see the truth. Compassion is seeing the truth clearly and still refusing to destroy a person with it. In a noisy age, that kind of human dignity is easy to miss. But once you see it, it is hard to forget.